In this video, we are going to take an example which has the longest remaining time first scheduling algorithm question. So there are three processes and the process IDs are 0, 1 and 2, and the compute times are given as 2, 4 and 8 time units. All processes arrive at time 0. So we have these three processes P0, P1, P2. Their execution times are 2, 4 and 8. And all of these three processes have arrived at time 0. So this system is following the longest remaining time first scheduling algorithm. That means whichever process has the longest execution time left, that process is going to be scheduled first by the OS. And in case there is a tie, so if there are two processes which have the same execution time left, then the tie is going to be broken by giving the priority to the process with the lowest process ID. So whichever process will have the lowest process ID, that will be given the CPU. So what is the average turnaround time? So let's proceed with this. So at time 0, we know that all three processes are there in the system. And now we have this longest remaining time LRTF scheduling algorithm. So that means whichever process has the longest remaining time left, we are going to schedule that algorithm. So first of all, we can see that process P2 has the longest remaining time. So at time 0, P2 is scheduled by the OS. Now at time 4, P2 has completed 4 time units. So now the time left is 4. And if you compare P1 and P2, both are having the time left 4. It is definitely greater than the execution time of P0, which is 2, and since we are following LRTF, so now at this point we are just concerning ourselves with P1 and P2. And it said that if there is a tie, then whichever process has the lowest process ID, that process will be given the CPU. So that means now process P1 will be given the CPU. So P1 starts running. What will happen after 1 time unit? This becomes 3. And now if you compare P1 and P2, now the longest remaining time is for P2. So now P2 starts running over here. Again after 1 time unit, this becomes 3. Now P1 and P2 are having the same time left and giving priority to the lowest process ID. Now P1 starts running again. So it will run for 1 more time unit, and now its execution time that is remaining becomes 2. And now at this point, longest remaining time is for process P2. So P2 will run for 1 more time unit, and now again its remaining time becomes 2. At this point in time, there are 3 processes which are having the same remaining time which is left, 2, 2 and 2. And we have to give priority to the lowest process ID, that means P0 will run. When P0 runs for 1 time unit, now its remaining time is 1. The algorithm is longest remaining time. So again we are left with P1 and P2, and again there is a tie. So we give it to the lowest process ID, which is P1. So P1 again runs for 1 time unit. Again this is left with 1. So again P2 will run because longest remaining time first. Again this will run, and after 1 time unit 1 is left. Now all 3 of them are having 1. So it's a tie. So tie is broken by giving the CPU to process P0, which will run for 1 time unit, and now it has finished its execution and it is out of the system. Now P1 and P2 are left with 1, 1 each. So again P1 will run for 1 time unit and it has finished its execution. Then P2 will run, and then again it has finished its execution. So what is the turnaround time? Let's say for process P0, so turnaround time is the time when it finished its execution minus the time at which it arrived in the system. So if we check for process P0, it finished its execution at this 12 time unit, and all of these 3 processes had arrived in the system at time 0. So 12 minus 0 is 12. process P1 finished at 13, so it's 13 minus 0, which is 13, and process P2 finished at 14, so its turnaround time is 14 minus 0, which is 14. So if you take the average of these, 12 plus 13 plus 14 divided by 3, which is 13. So this is the answer for this question.